Yes, mate, I'll have 2 pints and 2 Jaeger bombs, but yeah, thank you. How much? Oh, that much. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the oNiD Arms, and what a cheesy intro that was. But hello. This is the oNiD Arms, episode 3. It's actually been a while since we sat down in the oNiD pub and supped on the goodness. But here we go. And of course, the oNiD Arms would not be complete without Mr. Jonny Ashley.
Hello.
Hello. How are you, sir?
All right. Struggling to drive a car around Monza at the minute, but I'm all good.
Yeah, and actually that's kind of a good place to start, because you guys can actually get involved in the oNiD Arms tonight, because you might notice that on the screen in the little window at the moment is we are in AMS2. We have joined an oNiD social lobby that Mr. Gandalf the Gravy, aka Tom Stocks, has set up for the evening, which is basically, it's an open track day around the historic Monza circuit with no chicane. That includes the oval bit and then the rest of Monza in its old form. One of the great things you can do on AMS2 is fire up some of these old historic tracks and historic cars. But there's a selection of cars you can choose from. So if you've got AMS2, fire it up now. Go into multiplayer, find the oNidracing.com lobby. There's no password. Jump in there and off you go. And it doesn't matter if you don't have this particular track as a DLC, because another great thing about AMS2 is as long as the host has it, then you can drive it, which is great. And Tom has it. Yeah, AMS2. That's a bit different for us, right?
It is, yeah. We haven't done an AMS2 night in a while. Obviously, we do a lot of ACC racing. We do a lot of AC racing. So, but we did one of these a little while ago, and it was quite successful around the Nordschleife.
Oh yeah.
So we thought we thought we'd incorporate it into the oNiD Arms tonight.
That might be one of the last things I actually did before I broke my foot. You know.
Yeah, I think it might have been.
It was quite a while ago, but yeah, there we go. So. Yeah, but I'm going to head out on track at some point myself as well. But with the aid of the trusty Xbox One controller, because that's all I can manage right now. Yeah, we will see how it copes with the controller. But Jonny is out there using his fancy old wheel. So let's go and pick him up. Are you on track at the moment, Jonny? Are you?
Yeah, I'm just... coming towards
that's a beautiful sound.
Yeah, I'm just on the back straight heading towards the Parabolica.
So right, just whilst you are doing that, and don't forget the Parabolica's a lot tighter. Good man. Oh, it says lager on the side of his car. It's got to for the oNiD Arms, right? Yeah, it's a nondescript lager. It's just lager. So you've still got the oval bit to do to finish your lap, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
Right. Good time for me to check in with the chat. Apparently, Heike van der Veen says, I've got myself to blame for Jonny. Yes. Good evening, Dave. Welcome back from your honeymoon. I know you've been back a while now, but good to see you with us for the oNiD Arms this evening. Hope that tan is holding up well. Princess JT, as always, with us. You absolutely love to see it. Hiker asks how we're all doing. I'm okay. Jonny?
Yeah, I'm good.
Jonny is dealing with the bumps, as you can see on screen right now. That is quite a bumpy oval. What else we got? Busy. How is the foot? Yeah. Not a good day on that front, been back to the hospital today, and I'm in a fresh new cast now in oNiD Purple, which is quite nice. Yeah, I'm in this for another 4 weeks, and then I'm told it's going to be another 4 to 6 weeks after that before I can even consider driving in real life. So it'll probably be very similar for the sim rig as well. So yeah, that'll be like 3.5 months by the time I get to that point. But Never mind. These things are sent to tries, right? Mercy Caller says he's here. Now that's your fella, isn't it?
It is, mate. Yeah.
Well, not your fella. I mean, I don't want to, suggest that you're in some kind of relationship, but that is your man.
That is Sam, who we play pool with on a Wednesday night. He'll be getting to go on track soon. He actually just bought my old wheel from me, so we're going to get that up and running for him, and he's going to come and join us on ACC.
Make sure to wipe all the driving sweat off of it, because there'll be a fair amount of that, I should imagine. What else we got? Oh, Ben22 Racing, B22R. He is here. Evening, Ben. Hope you're good. What else we got? Dog Juice. Lads. Good evening. Dog Juice has come to join us in the pub. Yeah, evening DJ, and Gandalf the Gravy in the chat as well. And he is going to come and join us in a little bit to come and chat about AMS2. You're back in the pits. How was it?
I've run out of fuel, so... no, that car's good. Very bumpy, very bumpy. But no, it felt good to drive. Unfortunately, I'm still 3 seconds slower than Tom, so I need to do something about that.
There's a lot of guys out there in the cars at the minute. Oh, as we see two come together around the oval. Whoops. I think the other one's in there somewhere. But we're also seeing a few people out in some retro F1 machinery as well. That's a beautiful old Lotus I'm looking at there. D-Stack's gone for a Group C, the Sauber C9. That's an absolute weapon. And these things are so quick in a straight line. Didn't one breeze past you whilst you were driving?
Yeah,
DPI?
I was in the DPI. Yeah, I was in the DPI, and it just absolutely flew past me, like I wasn't even there.
So whilst we watch the Stack Man on screen, it's been a fairly eventful week, hasn't it?
It has been a very eventful week, yeah. A very stressful week, a busy week. But we got there. We got to 1,000 members, which was the aim for this week. And we did it, and we've celebrated it, and it's been fantastic. And I know I spoke to Ben yesterday, and he was bouncing around all day. Couldn't believe we actually got there, and got there so quickly. So yes, Hiker, it is a kind of a 1K party tonight. Just realised I left my beer upstairs. This is tragic.
Well, I mean, we can let you go and get that if you need to. I'm still not on the beer. Do you want to know what I'm drinking?
Vimto.
Well, no, that's a normal tipple in this house. But how did you know that?
Everyone loves Vimto.
Yeah, and also you can get these gigantic bottles at the range for like £2. So, no, tonight I'm drinking a Capri Sun.
Oh, you child! Giant man-child.
The great thing about a Capri Sun is that I can put it in the front pouch of my hoodie to carry it from the fridge to the desk. Because an open cup of something is not so useful when you need two hands on the crutches. So,
Jesus.
Yeah, these things you have to think about, right?
Absolutely.
But yeah, the big 1K thing. And it's weird, isn't it? Because it was flying up. It got to about 990 and just went and stayed there for ages.
Yeah, it was like we got to 990 within, I think we went from 900 to 990 within like 5 days, and then it took 7 days for us to get that final 10. It was like nail biting stuff. And we were like, come on, we had everything lined up. We had a video lined up. We had a post lined up. We were like, come on, just get on with it now. And every day it'd go past, and you'd get a couple of people would leave, and then you'd have a few more people coming in, and then it always stayed around the 995 mark for ages.
Yeah, and then even yesterday, like first time I logged on to Discord in the morning, there was like, oh my god, we've done the 1000, and I looked and it had just ticked back to 999. I was like, oh, God's sake. And then it did that a couple of times during the day where it went 1,999, 1,999. I'm sure somebody was just messing with us. But then all of a sudden last night it just kind of went and went way past the 1,000, so we could probably say, right, we've done it now.
Yeah.
But mate, so you set this up just over a year ago. How does that feel to have more than 1,000 people now saying, I want to come race with these guys?
Well, it's taken a little while to settle in, I think, more than anything else. It's like this is a hobby. Do you know what I mean? This is just a few guys getting together on a Friday is how it started, and we just did it because we couldn't go to our normal place that we used to go to on a Friday to do a bit of racing, and it just kind of spiraled on from that. And we've all raced in different communities or different places. We know the rules, we know what's expected, and we just kind of all came together and made this thing that we were going to do a league, we were going to do some racing, you know, and people just responded to it, and it was just incredible. Well, the first few months we had, you know, people coming in dribs and drabs with 3 or 4 members a week. Getting it, well, we're at 100 members. That's, you know, double what we actually wanted to do. And then we did our first league, and we'd get a few more members, and then all of a sudden, by kind of like August, September last year, we're like, okay, this is this is big. This is getting big now. So to actually get to 1,000, I didn't think we'd do it until kind of halfway through the year. I think DStack actually said it was going to be February, and here we are. It's just incredible, and it's mad, really. But
It is, and apologies for laughing during that, but as Heike van der Veen just noticed, that Lotus went bye-bye. Yeah, we were watching a Lotus on track, and it hit a wall, then hit a bank, jumped up the bank, landed sideways down the side of the bank, and then just went into the shadow realm. We've just seen a car literally disintegrate in front of us. It's absolutely fantastic. So I tell you what, because obviously, like, I want to be jumping around the cars on track as well. But just going back to that whole thing of how it's happened so quickly in the end. What do you? Because obviously you've been the big drive behind this, and yes, there's a team behind it and everything like that, but what has been the hardest thing about this last year?
I guess for me, none of it's hard, because I've always had the personality and the drive to organise things. I guess some of the hardest thing is just making sure everyone knows what they're doing when they're doing it, and getting the right people in for the right roles we need them to do within oNiD, and you know, making sure all the drivers understand our rules. You know, they're the challenges you come across. The actual talking to the guys and getting people to sign up has actually been the easier part, because word gets out. You know what it's like. One person tells that person tells another person. It starts to spiral. So getting people in wasn't the challenge. The challenge was getting a good set of rules and good people to set these leagues up. That was probably the real challenge. And once people had done leagues with us in the first couple of leagues, I think then it really did start to spiral, and people were realising that we were going to be the real deal. And yeah, that's been it really. The organising part for me is, I love doing it, so that's not difficult, but getting the right people in was difficult.
You didn't always get it right though, did you?
Well, no, I got Willie in.
I was going to say me actually, but yeah, I'll take that actually. So Busy wants to know what's oNiD abbreviate for. So you know, what does it stand for?
Oh no, I died.
Well, that's put a I was going to say that has put a pebble in that conversation, but what's a pebble got to do with it? I don't know. But yes, Ben with "Oh no, I died" on the formation lap.
I'll be back in a minute. I'm just going to go ban him.
Yeah, do it. And both Dog Juice and Hiker don't seem to know that there are rules or what they are or anything like that.
Well, yeah, Hiker doesn't. He just blames everything on me, and DJ's just too chilled to realise there's rules. He's just like, yeah, whatever, man. Let's just drive.
Apart from when it gets to a NASCAR and then there's no chill. There is no chill. The man's an absolute monster in a NASCAR.
He is an animal in a NASCAR. He is.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, I am about to take this Lotus Type 49C Cosworth out on track. So we'll see how that goes. So Johnny, you can kind of lead the conversation for a minute whilst I try not to die.
Yeah, this will be fun. I'm going to watch you as well.
Yeah, do it.
Let's see how he gets on in the with the controller then. So how are you finding it with the controller? Because I know I kind of pointed you in the way of a decent Project Cars 2 controller setup. How are you finding it? Obviously, it's massively different to a wheel. But is it quite an accessible game for people if they don't have a wheel?
Actually, right, so yes. Answer to your first question, it sucks compared to being on a wheel and pedals and all that kind of stuff. But what I will say is that I've tried most of the games that I normally run, and AMS2 is actually the most accessible for using a controller on, yes. I haven't actually tried ACC, but that's because I just think it would be an absolute nightmare on a controller. But I might have to give it a go. I mean, obviously,
There, Adam.
yeah, thanks for that. Whoa, hello. Obviously, our mutual acquaintance Matt drives ACC on a controller very successfully, but yeah, I don't have the skill for that. But AC's not bad with the right cars. But yeah, some of the other stuff is just absolutely impossible. But AMS2 is definitely the most accessible, I reckon. Oh, this thing has no grip.
And he's not even drinking. Oh, go on. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, death. Oh no, I died.
Thankfully, damage is visual only, I think, so... Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, no. Oh,
oh no, he died.
Oh no, Adam's killed everyone.
Live on stream. Check that out.
Love it. Yeah,
Oh,
that
dear.
guy's not happy.
No, I
Who did you hit?
don't know. I don't have my... Oh, yes, I do. Oh,
It was
Tom!
Tom!
It's Tom!
You killed Tom!
There's not much left of his car or my car. Oh God, I can't believe that is actually Tom. Come on, Tom, let's get going. So you started racing on controller, didn't you?
I did. I was doing Project Cars 2 when lockdown happened. It went live on Games for Gold. It went free on Xbox. So I thought, there'll be a few people on it. Let's get back a bit racing. And then we started the Friday Night League with me, Dave, Ben, and Paul. We started the Friday Night League, and I was still on controller. I actually did my first OTL league on a controller, and then, halfway through it, I then got my first wheel. But yeah, I always found I was still relatively quick. I was still relatively quick on controller on Project Cars. I could keep up with the guys on wheel quite well. So, but yeah, it is very accessible, and because AMS2's got the same engine as Project Cars 2, I would assume the controllers are kind of the same. And it just depends on car as well. I'm assuming you've got some kind of assist on as well.
Yeah. Automatic gears is the main one, because I know some people can manage manual gears on a pad, but I cannot.
Yeah, Ben was always one on Formula 1. He could do the manual gears on a pad. I couldn't have the I didn't have the patience for it.
Well, for me, it's like I could do it if I had control over my middle fingers, because then if you put like the right button and the left button as the gear change, then that would be all right. I know in the old days I used to do it as like A and X or A and B, but I just don't think I've got the coordination these days to do it. So yeah, I'm going to jump out and get a different car, because that's the other thing with this being an open lobby like this, that you can just, everyone apart from Tom can just jump out, grab a fresh car and go again when they want to. So interesting to see Hiker's actually downloading AMS2 as we speak.
Good lad, get in it. You got till 10 o'clock. Get it downloaded quick and come and do some laps with us, mate.
Boy.
I'm going to go in my favourite car in this game.
You go. So has the DPI become your favourite car in the game now?
No. The DPI is up there. It's good. The DPI when it first came out with Racing USA Part 1 was a little bit too slippy. It wouldn't grip very well. I know you got on with it quite well.
Yeah.
I just didn't get on with it at all. And then I've tried it since they've done the massive update they did just before Christmas, and I did Nordschleife with Tom and his open lobby, and it was just so much fun. Like, I was like, this is great. I don't know what they'd done to it. It just felt better. It's really, really good. So I do love that car. But I'm actually currently in the Copper Montana.
Ooh, nice. Old pickup.
Yeah, I do love me a pickup. It's my inner American.
Although I should imagine a Copper Montana is more from AMS2's Brazilian roots.
Yes, although I think AMS2 might have just crashed on me.
Nobody wants their Brazilian roots showing through, do they? Oh, that noise was not nice.
Oh no.
So, just whilst you're firing the whole thing back up again, I guess, I'm sure you've got stuff in mind that is way too early to talk about and you can't do yet or don't want to yet, but in general, what's the plans for oNiD over the next year? So obviously we've done a year, got ourselves up to 1,000 members. What's the plans in terms of racing leagues, and where you'd like oNiD to be this time next year?
Well, this time next year I'd like to be surpass 2,000 members, and I would really, really like to have multiple splits in our Sunday ACC League. I think that would be really, really good and show how much we've grown and how much people enjoy racing with us. I think so. That's a goal of mine. We've got a few ideas knocking around. One I can talk about, one I'm not going to talk about. But we've had ideas. I know you know yourself. But we've had ideas about doing time trials for the guys that not necessarily have maybe missed sign up for a league, or there isn't a sign up available for them when they join, but they're welcome to come and do some time trial stuff. So you just go around, go and do some laps, see how you match up on our leaderboard. So that's kind of in the works. It was benched for a little bit while we were just kind of working out the year ahead. But so definitely that will come in this year, and it's just to grow, just to keep growing, just to be who we are. Don't change where we came from, don't change what we do. We've got a successful recipe at the minute, and it's just about we had a growth period. Hopefully we will still grow, obviously, but we've had our main growth period, and now it's just about keeping everyone happy and keeping people involved. Hiker, one question: will there be a GT4 endurance series? I don't know about an endurance series, but Ben may have something in the idea pool for a GT4 endurance, so you'll probably just have to wait and see about that. We're going to get the 2.4 series out the way first, and then we've got plans to start doing some of our bigger endurances, because they were well successful last year.
Yeah, sorry, I've just found the wall again around the oval. I'm in the old DPI now. Yeah, everyone loves a DPI. dear.
Izzy, can we do a poll for a fan favourite track for season 2 of the Rookies? Just for one track? Well, surely that'd just be the track that you don't end up in a wall, mate. That'd be the one, wouldn't it? Anyone that you can do without dying.
That's a good shout, though, isn't it? Get 1 vote from the drivers on.
Sod off.
Oh, that's quite polite, actually.
That is a bit. That's far too polite.
You don't have to be that polite to Jonny, trust me. I've never been that polite to you, have I?
Nope.
Literally from the day I first spoke to you. The amount of times I've said I've never given so much abuse to somebody that I've never actually met face to face.
Yeah, and when we do meet face to face, I'm just going to square you straight in the mouth. No.
Wow, that was live on Twitch. So if that happens, then then that is evidence number 1.
Don't you mean exhibit?
Exhibit number 1.
Is that rear vision camera you're looking at again?
Oh, shut your face. Before I shut it for you. Oh, damn it, I've done it now.
Where is we need to get Tom in here to come and talk some AMS2, I think, don't we?
Yeah, I'm busy DPing at the moment.
He's currently sat in the admin VC. Why is he sat in there? Let's go and
That's
get him.
because this VC is very private and
Bet he
you
can't
and I
see
know.
it.
No, he can't.
Yeah, that's true. Let's go.
But you can move him in. Oh, Dog Juice joined. Dog Juice joined. Big news. Diddle-it, diddle-it, diddle-it. Dog Juice joined. I thought for a second it was going to say Dog Juice left, but I might have had a bit of a moment at Parabolica again. So, yeah, this layout is interesting. It's long. You spend a lot of the time at full throttle. It's very bumpy round the oval section, especially in these sort of more modern day stiffer race cars. And the Parabolica is a hell of a lot tighter than any of us can get used to. Keep finding cars up the banking there. You can literally hear me concentrating on just nudging the controllers.
The cogs are whirring.
Yeah, there'll be steam shortly. I'm actually about to put my first lap time in though. Literally my first one. It's not a good one. There you go. 26 seconds off the pace. Dog G says nothing worse than a tight Parabolica. You're absolutely right, sir.
Oh dear. And Tom has joined us. Hello, Tom.
Evening. How are we?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. So we've just been talking AMS2 and oNiD, and we thought it'd be a good time to get you in, and kind of as you are our AMS2 guru.
He's really good at the server settings, isn't he?
Yeah, he's into it.
Fantastic. So, what are you, in terms of, let the guys know what you're hoping for with AMS2 this year, and what we can expect in oNiD?
So obviously the main milestone would be a really successful league. We've had some really good social nights with like multiple races on a single night across multiple tracks. Maybe we differ the cars sometimes, but they're always really good fun. So if we could have a league sort of week in, week out, I think that'd be really good. Obviously we've got some cult favourite cars around here, but yeah, just leagues, more social events, just more basically. More people joining us, bigger grids. Yeah.
Obviously, do you think, SGP, the integration with SGP, we know it's coming. We know it's coming soon. Do you think that'll help with this game in general? And how will that bring people in? And if you could describe as well a little bit of the evolution, because you've been with AMS2 since I started with AMS2 back in OTL days. Just explain how much better the game has got over the last kind of 12 months.
So yeah, on the SGP side, it'd be massive. It'd be absolutely great. Obviously, it'd bring a lot more people into the game. Setting up servers would be so much easier. And also just, what was I going to say? I think yeah, it's quite. What they're going to do, what they're trying to do is quite ambitious, because the Project Cars 2 like server model isn't. It's quite like it's based around a lobby kind of host like I am now. So if I leave, some random person will become the lobby host, and they get complete control over the server, rather than it being controlled by like some external software. So I don't know how they're going to do it. It's quite ambitious, but oh yeah, I'm so looking forward to it. First thing I do every day when I wake up is check if that yellow AMS2 button on SGP is green yet.
Yeah, we are all looking forward to it. So to the second part of the question then, so obviously 12 months ago, probably longer than that, probably what, 15 months ago, me and you were kind of, I was AMS2 admin over on OTL, and we started doing some leagues on this, and there was a few issues with it, and obviously that might have put a few people off early doors. It was one of them games that it didn't seem quite ready when it came out, but to where it is now, just describe how much better it is, because it is better.
Yeah, well, back in the day, it had like glimmers, didn't it? Like some cars were an absolute dream to drive, and I'd say the thing they've improved the most is like the consistency of the game. So like so many more cars are drivable now and really good fun to drive. Whereas before there'd be like 1, 2, or 3. Like people would do videos of like the top 5 cars of AMS2, and anything not in there would be kind of like a real pain to drive. Whereas now you can hop in anything and be reasonably confident that it's gonna do well. They've also really played to the strengths, I think, as well, with like the seasonality of the game, the visuals, the like kind of atmosphere you can create in this. So one of the reasons I'm really looking forward to running a league in this, because it's almost as if like it sounds really corny, but it's almost as if like you could tell a story almost. Like you could affect the seasons, you could mess with weather conditions to the nth degree, and it's great.
And the ability, well, with the weather as well, because obviously we know you like variable conditions.
Doesn't he just?
Your ACC DTM league was interesting. No, I won it. I enjoyed it. You know, obviously, I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, you won the thing.
I did. But you know, with the real time weather, like this is so clever, and I don't know if many guys listening will know this, but AMS2 has real weather data, so you can pick a date, say from 10 years ago, and it will absolutely emulate the conditions that day at that track. So if you wanted to rerun that famous Spa race, Adam, what year was it? You know, the F1 race when everyone crashed?
1998.
So 1998, if you wanted to do that, all you have to do is Google the date and the time that it started, and all being well, I've not tested it, but so I heard, you will get the same conditions as what you had that day on the game. It's got so much weather data in there. And like you said, you can tell a story with it. Some of my favourite visuals is Daytona at night. Just looks awesome. Just looks awesome. I'll hand over to Adam if you've got a few more questions for Tom, mate. I'm going to take this Montana out for a little spin.
You're going to take a man out, did you just
Yeah,
say?
why not? Let's go for it.
Hello, Tom. All right?
Hello. Yes, thank you. I've had a great week.
So, first of all, did you like my rejoin?
No.
Oh,
At that speed, the what is it? The little icon above people's head that did not come up in time. There's a good 100-meter range there, but at that speed, it was just here's Adam, bang.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm so confused about the whole ghosting, no ghosting thing as well. It's
one of the many server settings here. I think I've got it turned off here.
Well, no, because sometimes cars are ghosted through me tonight, and then other times they haven't. So I don't get it. I also don't get why the monitor option has disappeared from me. So let me see if I can get that back.
press drive and then get back in the car and it'll come up.
Yeah, done it. That means that we can watch Johnny in his purple vehicle. So go on, big question. I will ask both of you. I'll start with you though, Tom. What is your favourite car in AMS2 now?
Oh, that's a big question. It's got to be for the night, just for the night where we were driving them round Jerez at increasing degrees of insanity. It's got to be the Formula Ultimate, because we were really on the limit in that car.
Oh, we were, weren't we? It was literally just me and you as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were just like, there's no way this corner's flat. It's flat, and oh, it was so good.
So the Formula Ultimate is like Riser's version of a modern day Formula One car, but with an old school V8 engine in. Is that, if I remember rightly?
Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong one. I think the Formula Ultimate's the just the straight replica of a modern Formula One car.
Right.
I think it's Formula Riser you're thinking of, because there's
That's
many.
right. That's right. Formula Riser. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were driving the hybrid ones, and yeah, I mean they're just insanely fast.
It's crazy.
But that was your first introduction to Jerez as well, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, and what a way to experience it.
Oh, what a track! What a track! So Hiker wants to know, as a rookie, how easy is it to just get in and go in AMS2?
Well, actually, you two won't even know this, but AMS2 is the game I started in.
Is it really?
Yeah. I think I picked up when it comes to racing, it was the game I started in. I did some hot lapping in like Project Cars 2, but then moved across to this because I just wanted something. I don't know. I heard all this news of like, oh yeah, here's AMS2. It has like some funky cars in it, but like the physics are good, the force feedback's good. So I jumped in and yeah, started learning. I started on tracks I knew, like the Monaco Grand Prix circuit and like quite well-known tracks like that, and just racing against AI and stuff like that. I learned how to like control the car better, how to set paces, and how to like battle against other cars. So I would say personally, if you pick something slow, obviously don't jump straight to the Formula Ultimate, what I recommended. But if you pick something, I'd almost recommend the car Johnny's in, the Copa Montana, because it's so controllable.
You mean the one that he just half piped up a bank and then looped back onto the track? It was good visuals. That
You saw nothing.
we saw everything.
Oh dear.
Right, Johnny, what's your favourite car in this game? Is it this one?
Yeah, I do like this. It's great to drive. It was one of them cars that it seems to get better and better as the updates go on. I think it could provide some fantastic league racing, some close battling. It can go on any track. It does really great round an oval at the minute. You know, it's really steady. It's not as bumpy as some of the other ones around the oval. And it's not too bad in the corners if you get the setup about right. It's pretty good round in the corners. So yeah, I think this is up there for me.
Yeah, and for racing as well. It's so good. Like I think it was it me and you, Adam, who was racing these around Curitiba Oval in air quotes, and you could just go the entire lap side by side without having to worry about hitting the other car, not making the corner. The car just does what you expect it to.
And
it's great.
And do you know, it's a big point about AMS2, right? That for a while it's had this reputation of not being a finished package, and the physics being a bit weird. And I mean, when I first started driving it, I enjoyed it, but it did feel a bit weird. It didn't feel like the car and the track were connected to each other in any way, shape or form. But it is night and day difference now, isn't it?
Oh yeah, 100%. I would say the only thing it's missing is SGP. That's the final piece of the puzzle for this game. And then I don't know. It's new heights after that. It'll be such a quality package.
And do you think like people that talk about sim racing out there in the world, the likes of your YouTubers, your social influencers, all of that kind of stuff, do you get a feeling that there's a bit of love coming towards AMS2 now?
Yeah, 100%, especially from the people who've kind of been willing to give it the time of day. That's not something against the people who like don't play it and just go off and do other things, because that's fair enough. Guys like I think it's SimRacing604 is stuck by this. Like he's more of a casual driver who just likes to hop in this, do a few laps of something, maybe battle some AI. And now I think people like that are starting to really generate some hype behind it, because I don't know, they're starting to deliver on it basically.
Yeah, and actually, it's interesting you mentioned Sim Racing 604 because I love some of his videos. And I don't know if you saw, but he did one, I think it was literally only this week, where it was AMS2 and he did an AI race around that oval that we tried the other week, Jacarapawega or whatever it's called. Like the triangular oval.
Oh yeah.
And he battled some like 110% AI in the kart cars as like the one that's just flown past Jonny there, and it was really good to watch. It made me just want to go and jump on the game straight away. Oh, did we lose you?
Sorry. Yep, I'm back. Hello.
Oh, you're there.
Hello.
Very good. Very good.
Yep.
Very good.
Sorry, I yanked my mic out. Yeah.
That sounds painful.
Professional. Yeah. The AI hasn't received much attention in this game. At the start, people were really kind of berating it, and I think rightly so. Like, the AI was quite unpredictable. They were quite aggressive. The pace was kind of all over the place. But now, again, attention's kind of diverted away from the AI, but that's because they're no longer a problem. They're there. They're really nice to race against. And again, you could tune them to the nth degree, just like you can everything in this game.
Very true. And the other thing that's quite nice is that you can actually just jump in for a bit of fun. You can just set up a lobby. It's a bit more old school in the way that you can set up a lobby. You don't have to have an all singing, all dancing server. I mean, yes, you can run proper servers and things like that, as Jonny just about makes the Parabolic a good job. But you can also jump in and just have a fun lobby, as long as you know what you're doing with the server settings, right?
Yeah. Yeah, with the plethora of server settings. Again, I feel like that's going to be a problem SGP solves. So hopefully when those two things integrate, it'll be a lot easier to set up casual lobbies for like casual events, because I feel like that's where this game excels. Like, yeah, it's not a simulator like ACT, but to discredit it as just a game, I think is unfair. This has a lot of love and effort has gone into this to make it like something that people like me and you who like sim racing games can play, but just not in the same way as something like a Assetto Corsa, Competizione, etc.
Yeah, and actually, I mean, that's a good point. I've always said that if I want a fun night of sim racing, it's always going to be AMS2 for me. You know, that's where I get the most fun. And some of that has been some of the crazy social races that we've had and things like that. But it is just, there's something about this game that is just really good fun. And where else are you going to see a pickup truck being overtaken by a 60s F1 car and a 90s kart car?
And where else are you going to see me on pole? I think that's
yeah,
another point.
Yeah, by 24 thousandths of a second now.
Oh dear, that's gone down.
Yes, it has. Fu Manchu is. All right, okay. Let's just also say the other best thing about AMS2 is the names that people jump into online lobbies with. I mean, we haven't seen Lugnut yet tonight, but Gordon Ramsay's been in.
I noticed that.
Yeah. Right. The world want a Tom track guide.
Oh dear.
So, I tell you what, Tom. Right, are you able to? Right, so you're in Discord. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Ben, your wish is our command. We are going to do a live Tom track guide for you, because I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to drive, and you are going to talk everyone around my lap. How about that?
There's going to be a lot of me saying flat, but sure, let's go.
Right, I'm in a car, so take it away, Tom.
So, if you have any experience behind a wheel, T1 is flat. So is T2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'll get to those. So yeah, you actually want to don't put it in the wall. So yeah, What you need to do actually here, Adam, is try and be clever and put it on the inside, but then clip the grass and spin. Get it airborne off the ramp to the right there. Bottom out all the way down to the second half of the oval.
Okay, maybe not that literally. Let's try that again. Just until I get back up to the point where we were before. This has got some good ramps, right?
Oh yeah.
Not just at Monza.
Yeah, you can't cut the track anywhere here. But as me and you know, at Hockenheim Short, there is a fantastic little acrobatic section, is what I'll call it. where we've landed a few flips.
Yeeted it onto, launched it over, landed on the next part of the track, and just carried on.
Put out half a safety, yeah.
Right, we're back to where I was.
So yeah, obviously you've got no floor left when you arrive here because it's all been scraped off on the straight. You get a nice little bit of oversteer. I think it's just about here. Oh no, you didn't. Yep, there you go. There's a horrible bump there. Lose more floor if you've got any left to lose. Maybe dip it, go past the cones and end up on the other straight as well. Whoa!
Holy.
Here, try and be clever and take it flat, but clip the inside cone and spin. Or get hit by the Copa Montana. Was that Johnny?
No, that was DJ.
Here, overshoot the right-hander.
Yep, done.
Go off at Lesbo 1. Understeer through Lesbo 2, put it in the wall. After this one. Yeah, this was a nightmare for understeer.
Oh,
and hit the curb. Good measure. Yep, there you go. Easy flat. This next left. Easy flat. And so is the next one.
Yeah, Ascari just doesn't exist.
Yeah,
really.
It's like a mild inconvenience in this car. Oh, and this parabolica. Right, what you do is you brake too hard, lock the rears, and go up the ramp after the apex here. Oh no! Oh, you make it like that. Well done. That's good going.
Skills, mate. It's the controller skills.
Well done.
Now, every time I come out of Parabolica, I'm like, right, that's the end of the lap, and then you're like, oh no.
Yeah,
still
so
the
it's
oval
weird.
to go.
So like, you don't do an out lap, do you? You do like out half a lap, kind of, and then your lap starts when you do the oval.
In some cars, you do an out half a lap. In other cars, you do an out lap and a half.
Oh.
Yeah. It's very strange. I mean, it's just AMS2 things, but some of the cars, you have to do a lap and a half before it starts counting.
Yeah. As someone who works in like software, I wouldn't want to program like this weird track that overlaps and has the kind of same straight running alongside with no physical barrier in between them. Really, like I don't know how you do the start finish line there.
Tom, how did you do a 154? Oh, you're in the. Oh, I assume that is that the 3, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Gordon Ramsay beat me in the Gen 2, that's all I'm saying though.
Yeah,
I think
Gordon Ramsay must be an alien.
We actually had a good battle. Like, I don't know, he pulled up alongside me and we had a little ding-dong battle. It was good fun.
So if you could speak to the devs of AMS2 right now, and you could ask them to do one thing for you, what would it be?
SGP. 100%.
That was 3 things.
Well, yeah, no, the multiplayer side of it would be boosted so much by SGP. It'd be absolutely crazy. It'd be such a complete package then as well, or just a better kind of integrated server system. Because obviously the server setting issues, they kind of get inherited from games you join, and if you join a server with weird settings, yeah, that can really. You've got to go through and check the many pages of settings for like one thing that could be absolutely server breaking. But other than that, it's a really good place right now.
What about you, Johnny? What would you ask them to do?
I don't know. I think maybe put a touring car in it.
Oh, that's a shout.
something that's going to be, the stock cars are great. They're going to produce some great battles, but something a little bit, probably just a touch slower and a bit more touring-like could be amazing.
What about the sprint race cars? They've kind of been forgotten about. They were one of the main selling point of this game back in the day, but they've not been.
They were, yeah. And they were great. They were really, really good, and I think they still are. I haven't actually been in one for ages.
Yeah, that's just got me thinking. They've kind of fallen by the wayside, haven't they?
Yeah.
Probably final question from me. Tom, why is it the 9th of June 2005?
Because I joined a server earlier and that was the day it was on. Casey point.
Very, very, very random. Dear. D-Stack's back to being British, look.
Imposter.
Dear. This game is fun though. Even with a controller, it is good. Let's see who's out on track right now. What's D-Stack's back in the C9. That's a beauty of a car. That.
I will admit, I've never actually driven the Group C cars.
Not sure I have in here, but I've got the Group C's on a Assetto Corsa, and yeah, they're nuts, absolutely nuts.
Tell you what, if you like your 80s, 90s cars, this game is absolutely splendid for it. Because you've got your Group C's here, you've got your GT1s, which are fantastic. You've got all your Formula One cars. Oh, it's crazy.
One of the things I need to do is I need to start learning, getting the livery mods into AMS2. D-Stack can't decide which side of Monza he wants to go, so he's just switched from one to the other.
Yeah, there's no physical barrier there, is there?
No, the man just wants the oval. Oh, who's out in the Corvette?
Oh, I like that car.
Is that you, Johnny?
No, I'm in the F3.
It's a DJ.
Is it DJ in the... Oh, it is. Look at that beast.
They look fun to race.
Johnny was driving this earlier. T-Pack James, thanks for having a conversation with us, but we'd really not like to buy any followers, primes or viewers. So you can go screw yourself.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
That's a harsh language for you, Adam.
No. I guess...
Adam,
hello.
Do you want to pop it on full screen? I've just noticed we're not on full screen.
Yeah. Check that weapon out. Oh. Let's go cockpit cam so we can hear the sound a bit more. Oh, that thing's absolutely beastly.
Is this the Corvette?
Yeah.
Seems to be sliding well. I really want to hop in that now. Also,
That's a barrier, DJ.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, what a
whoa.
drift. How good does it look, though?
It does.
That livery as well.
We must put DJ under some pressure there, I think. It's beautiful. Sounds amazing as well. So, Tom, would you swap your Citroen C1 for this?
It's the same thing, isn't it? Near enough. No, my Citroen C1, it's getting to the point where it's too much of a... I don't know, it's that bad now, it's almost becoming sentimental. It's like my bad car.
Hey, it's done you proud though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, we're nearly 70,000 miles now,
Hey?
and I've never had any issue with it whatsoever. To your disappointment though, I am thinking of going electric after this.
Well, do you know what? I don't blame you. I don't, and especially with the way fuel prices are going. But I'm just, and I know that's not what this whole show is about, but I'm just not convinced that electric's going to be the solution in the end. I still think it's going to be hydrogen or something like that.
Oh yeah, you're a hydrogen man.
Yeah, well, imagine a world where every single one of us is plugging in our electric cars every night to charge them up. That's a lot of electricity going to get used.
Hey, what, have you heard of hydrogen? Have you heard of hydrogen engine? They sound really good.
I haven't heard one, no. But just around the corner from where I live is all the JCB factories, and they've just invested an absolute ton of money into hydrogen fuel cell technology and stuff like that. So that'd be interesting. Be interesting to see where it goes. But yeah, I'd love to drive a Tesla, because I've been in a Tesla taxi once in Sweden, and I said to him, is it really as powerful as people say? And he said, I'll show you. And he just...
God.
Wow. It pinned me back to the seat. It was absolutely incredible, the acceleration they've got. So
I'm thinking of something a bit more lowbrow. I'm thinking of a nice little Renault Zoe.
Renault Zoe. Not a Leaf? You don't fancy a Leaf?
I've not looked at the Leaf. I just know the Zoe's renowned for its range, and that's all I really care about.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I suppose for the days when you have to run yourself back up to God's County, then you need the range, really, don't you? Excellent. Well, thank you for joining us, Tom. It's been a pleasure chatting to you. We'll let you get back to actually driving some cars and running some lobbies and stuff like that. But for anyone who's interested in doing some AMS2 racing, then Tom, quite often pops up some AMS2 socials in our Discord. So if you're not a member of our Discord already, then come and join the more than 1,000 other people that are, and get yourself involved. And Gandalf the Gravy, or Tom Stocks, is your man for setting up some AMS2 fun.
Indeed. All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, cheers, Tom. Thanks for coming on, mate.
No worries. See you around.
See you later.
So we're going to keep the whole AMS2 vibe going on in the background. We'll keep an eye on some cars on track and what's going on and all that kind of stuff. But I'm just trying to think. Last time we spoke, it was actually before Christmas. In terms of the oNiD arms, anyway. Definitely not in terms of just talking, because that was this afternoon. But kind of a lot's happened on track with oNiD, hasn't it? What do you think has been like the big success of 2022 in... Well, we're only midway through February, but it seems like we've done a lot already.
Yeah, I think this year, so far, the Rookie League on ACC has been an absolute success. It's been fantastic. The racing's been great. We commentate on it each week, and we have lots of fun. The streaming's been great. The guys have responded to the coaches fantastically. Jimbo and Alex Parkin especially have done fantastic work as coaches, and
yes, they have, yeah.
I was actually speaking with Jimbo yesterday, and I think that the way we set the rookies up, and for our first go at a rookie season, there's a few things we want to change. There's a few things that maybe don't work as much, but for our first season, it's actually, I think it might be our unique selling point going forward.
So what was like the ethos of that whole league? Where the idea came from, and how is it unique compared to so many other? Because there are other communities out there with rookies leagues or newbie leagues or whatever, but ours feels a lot different. What was the whole idea behind it?
So the idea was, I suppose, I see a lot of communities run a rookie league. I've raced in one.
Yeah, me too.
We didn't have, when I first started sim racing, I learnt quite a lot from Ben. I didn't have, I suppose, and that was all over kind of Discord and just chatting and when we'd see each other. But it wasn't kind of, I didn't have that. We especially learnt ACC together, so we didn't have that introduction that these guys, we're giving to these guys. So it was like, okay, so this is where I came from. This is how I learnt ACC. What can we do as a community to make it easier for people to access sim racing and access ACC especially. So it was kind of like I learned from ones I'd been in, ones I'd seen. I was like, right, I think the way around this to make us different is a personal touch.
Yeah.
You know, actually getting together with the guys and giving them a bit of coaching. You know, not lessons as such, but more. We run the open sessions on a Monday night, and the coaches are in there, and they can ask questions and get hints and tips from, you know. And it's something I didn't have when I started. I don't know about you.
No.
So I think that's kind of that's our right. Come to us. Come to do our rookie league. It's not just here's your driver briefing. Now get on with it. It's here's your driver briefing. Here's your debriefing session afterwards. Here's your practice sessions. Here's your coaches. So it's kind of like a complete package that drivers actually get. So yeah, it's just something different. It's just something we wanted to try. It's something I've been wanting to try since kind of the middle of last year, and there was ideas floating around all over the place. But you know, I got some coaches together and we said, right, let's do it, and it just has been awesome. It's been a great success.
And you know, from like you said, you know, we do streaming on it, and from a streaming point of view, it's just been so much fun to cover. It's just been like, the racing. You wouldn't believe that they were rookies at all, would you?
No, and we say the term rookie. Rookie doesn't mean you're slow, and I've said this before. Rookie means you're new to sim racing or you're new to the game. Some people are just naturally quick. There's some guys in that pro class that just put me and you to shame. You know, Jimbo was in qualifying with them or practicing with them the other day, and we consider Jimbo as one of the quicker lads in oNiD, and he was like, well, these lads are quick because I'm struggling to match their times or to better their times. So yeah, it's just about learning and that progression. It's just fantastic to watch. There's some great battles up and down as well, 3 classes. It's brilliant. Just noticing that question from Princess JT. So when you were a rookie, still am, on ACC, how long was it until you were comfortable with the car?
Still not.
I'm in a position where I change cars. Like I was always Bentley GT3 or Jonetta GT4, and I've kind of gone away from that a little bit and tried something new. But my advice is pick a car that is probably a more stable car on ACC. So you're looking kind of your Aston Martins, your Bentleys, your Lexus, your AMG. Even the BMW to a certain extent, they're fairly stable cars, and that's what we kind of do in our rookie league as well. We give the guys a couple of unstable cars if they want to use them, if they've raced with them before, but the majority of they're stable cars, and then just stick with it for as long as possible. You'll pick a track that you know well. Don't be worried about putting assists on. I did a lot of racing with assists on to start when I first started, just to get used to the tracks and how the car felt.
And no shame in an assist.
Absolutely not. No, and some tracks even now I still use the driving line because I'm not 100% sure on my braking. I'm still learning. So yeah, just do a couple of hours around a track that you know in a car that you feel comfortable in, and honestly, it comes really, really quick. And then you'll feel confident enough to go into a rookie league or a GT4 league or a GT3 league, whatever you fancy. I'm just reading Javier Marquez. Personally, I'm still considering rookie to myself. Javi, there's no way. You might be a rookie, but you're definitely not as slow as some of the rookies. You are very, very quick.
Jesus.
Yeah.
If we start putting drivers like that in rookies, then we're going to need a subclass for me to slot into. So rookies has been like mega successful. What about the World Series? Because Sunday nights just, I mean that race last weekend was just absolutely bonkers. So the World Series has been a pretty close second, right?
in actual fact, out of the ACC leagues we're running at the minute, I think I actually put it third. I think the GT4s have been absolutely bonkers fun so far this year. But the one thing that came out of the World Series was that there was all the negative tow business with ACC. So it was obvious that some of the quicker guys were using it. So it might have left a little bit of a sour taste for some. So that was a bit of a negative when we're near the end of the season now. We've got Bathurst on Sunday, and obviously Kunos have tried to fix that, and I think they have pretty much. But the one big bonus from it, and the one big bit of fun that came from it was the variable conditions. And like I said last week at Alton, it went from nice and sunny to wet very quickly, and changed the conditions, and with a limited pit window as well, it makes drivers think, and that's again, it's me thinking outside the box. Of I don't want to be like everyone else's leagues where you have fixed weather conditions. You know it's going to be 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You know it's going to be 24 degrees, and every round's going to be the same. I want it so it gets people thinking, especially if we still consider the GT3s on Sunday our main event at the biggest league we run. Although Rookies is soon coming up on challenging that, but you want people to be think outside the box. You want people to not want people to struggle, but you want people to really have to fight the car, fight the conditions, as well as fighting other drivers. We've seen, in leagues, people just drive away if it's too easy. If it's too easy, too predictable, that people will win by 30, 40 seconds. So yeah, it's about keeping the drivers on their toes, and I think certainly last week.
Thanks for that.
Oh, not you on your stump.
And the birthday big grid was pretty solid as well, wasn't it?
Good fun. I enjoyed that. I definitely did enjoy that. Yeah, it was a nice way to celebrate, and we didn't quite get the full 82 that we wanted at the Spa, but we had 60 cars on track, which was pretty nuts. And actually, Eau Rouge was not that messy.
No.
So yeah, it was brilliant. But I'm going to flip the conversation now. I'm going to flip it on you. Because obviously I do a lot of running in oNiD, and so what's been your favourite thing about oNiD? From a person that's come in, you weren't part of the original founding group, you've come in and you've done fantastic stuff, and I consider you one of the most important people here. So what do you like about oNiD, and what can you tell the guys coming in about oNiD?
It's mates. It really is, and somehow, even when new people join, they manage to slot into that pretty quickly. It's so true though. Like, it's not normal to have good friends that you've never met before, but I've got a ton of them from oNiD, and that's because we have a laugh, and everyone's up for a bit of a laugh at their expense sometimes, and but also on top of that, when you go racing, look, I'm not the quickest. I think I certainly got better over the last year, and improved, but I'm not the quickest. But you never feel like you're out of place at oNiD. That's so important. And I remember when we were in stream the other day, and somebody was saying, "Oh, I'd love to get involved in something like this, but I'm just not quick enough yet." And some communities would just say, "Ah, yeah, I know what you mean. Well, have some practice and come back to us when you are." Whereas oNiD doesn't. It kind of puts its arm around somebody and says, "No, come join us. We'll show you how. We'll get you involved, and don't worry about how fast you are. You just need to be safe." And it's just welcoming. And I know I'm biased because, I'm one of the community managers here now, and I wasn't here from day one, but I was here from fairly early on. But for me, it's all of that put together. It's mates going racing and having good fun together. It's just great. And do you know what? I can't really remember any big fallouts or anything like that. And when you got 1,000 competitive people all shoved in the same Discord, it's amazing that we haven't had like big fallouts and big issues and things like that. But it just doesn't seem to happen. So that was probably a very long-winded answer to what you were asking, but it's kind of all of that put together.
Well, Jimmy's answer was Adam's going to say me, and then everyone else, as in him. And Pinky said, I urge anyone to race here with you guys. Thank you very much, Ian. That's appreciated. Well, we've always had that banter, haven't we? We've always had that kind of camaraderie, and it helps that we can all take the piss out of each other, and we do regularly. Yeah,
and look, my kind of story of how I got involved with oNiD was I was in another community. I fancied having a dabble in ACC because I'd never tried it before, and especially in something like ACC, a lot of communities can be quite sweaty about it, and it's like the sort of, it's quite elitist and things like that. So somebody said to me, why don't you go and do some of the social events with these guys over at oNiD? And I jumped in one Saturday, and I'd only had ACC for a couple of days, and I just remember I put a lap in at Zandvoort, and Jonny straight away said, oh, have you only been doing this a couple of days? That's a really good lap, mate. That's really good. And it wasn't, but it just, it made me feel a bit more comfortable about the whole thing. And by the end of that session, I think I was ripping the shit out of Jonny. So and long has it continued. But it's like, that's the whole thing is, and it's not just one person. Everyone kind of follows that ethos of help each other out, and that I think is why the rookies has worked, because it's kind of what we do anyway, but just formulated together in a league. So there's a reason why I got myself a purple cast today when she gave me the list.
Yeah, good old oNiD purple. That'll be a RAL colour soon, that will.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. I mean, Hiker says it. He just jumped in, drove a couple of laps with you, and I'm already blaming Jonny. So yeah, you're right. This is good and amazing place. Yeah.
I'm going to go and do some laps.
Yeah.
In the DPI, and I think it'd be a good time for you to maybe announce something.
Ooh. Do we want
maybe?
to? I think we do, don't we?
It's gone to the patrons. It's gone to the OGs.
I know you're just making sure I announce the right thing, by the way.
And is it that obvious? Go ahead. I'm going to go do some laps in the DPI.
Yeah, absolutely. Just before I do that, I'll just jump into the chat as well, because Jimbo is a great example of exactly what we've just been talking about. He's come in, raced with us, and pretty quickly become an admin and a coach in the rookies and stuff like that. And part of that is because he's just fitted in with what we do. And he said, I've stayed because it's nice to know there's people as screwed up as me who like racing, so it's a win-win. that couldn't be any more true. Busy says, with the way Adam's foot is, hopefully he can join season 3 of the rookies. It's funny you should say that, because I texted Jonny earlier and told him what the update with my foot was, and his response was, well, at least you have a timeline, back in time for rookie season 3. So
great minds
indeed. There we go. So here we go. Right, announcement. It's about time we announced a new league, because some leagues are starting to come towards the end. So there will be other leagues announced very, very soon. But I get the pleasure of talking you through the first one, and that is because our Monday night Assetto Corsa League is coming towards an end. I've been pretty gutted because it was IndyCars, and I did the pre-season races, the evaluation races, and then I haven't been able to race since, and I'm gutted because it was shaping up to be a really, really good season. But thank you to Tom Stocks for jumping in and running the stuff on the night with that one. Much appreciated. And that has been a really successful league. And our AC presence is growing. We've got larger grids, we've got more stuff going on. So yeah, it kind of feels fitting to go back to a league that we've done before. So our next league will be the Mazda MX-5 Cup, but this time it will be based in Asia. So it will be the MX-5 Asia Cup. So the Mazda MX-5s are a really, really nice, accessible car. They are great fun to drive, great fun to battle, not ridiculously fast, and we'll be taking them around a bunch of tracks with a very loose interpretation of Asia. So we've got 2 trips to Australia. We'll be going to Barbagallo and to Bathurst. We will also be going to Chiang in Thailand. We'll be going to STC in China, and we'll be going to Bahrain in Bahrain. So that should be really good fun. I'm hoping that I can get involved for some of that at least. But the MX-5s are a great car to drive, and I'm really looking forward to that league.
Yeah, absolutely. It was good the first time round. It was the famous Tom Stocks Goodwood pit stop, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah. Mr. Tom Stocks can't remember to put enough fuel in for the race. Kind of guy, and then found out that Goodwood has a pit lane that you can dive in, do your stop, and dive back out again in about 2 seconds and still be ahead of Adam.
So that'll be a great league. I will announce that all the sign-ups will be announced tonight. So if you are interested, keep an eye out, because that'll be all up and out tonight once I've done a few DPI laps.
Yeah, and that thing is, it says 2 evaluation races as per all of our leagues. They're both on really nice fictional tracks, actually. One of them's on the Acapone track. Those of you that are into AC, if you haven't got the Acapone track, you need to go download that. It's incredible. So one of the evaluations will be around one of the short layouts there. And then the other one will be Silver Coin, which is like a big favourite of mine. But all of the tracks, with the exception of Bathurst, are kind of short tracks, so they really suit the MX-5s.
Okayama, baby.
Oh, I forgot Okayama. Yeah, Okayama, the Piper layout as well. So yeah, that'll be really good. That'll be really good. Javier's quite impressed by your DPI.
Thank you very much. Is he impressed by the colour, the car, or the driving? That's the question.
Your colour scheme matches my cast perfectly. It's exactly the same shade and everything. How quick is that thing? 210. So it's a. Oh well, I was about to say how does it compare to the carts, but there's one ready to. Is that Tom? Is it?
I think it. Well, it might not be actually.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, you better hope it is. Now you tried to run him off the road.
Taking him to Woody Blackhammer's Ministry of Defence.
See, right. Princess JT says, I will join the rookies one day, but too scared at the moment. Don't be scared. Come get involved. And the whole idea of the rookie series is that the coaches in that series will then help you through it. So there will be another rookie series after the one that's on right now. I'm sure that will get announced fairly soon because the current one's coming towards the end. But yeah, get involved. There's nothing to be scared of at all. Because Jonny doesn't drive in that one, so there's nothing to be scared of at all. You keep saying this, but you really haven't punted anyone for a while, have you?
Nope. I have not.
What's Dog Juice driving now? Oh, Dog Juice has picked up a Group C as well.
Yeah, I couldn't get on with the Group C's earlier. They're not the
They're
not
a bit
my
slidey,
cup.
aren't they?
Yeah, they are a little bit.
So I took one of these in OTL's Goodwood Festival of Speed last year, and it was entertaining to try and get up the hill.
I've just noticed TTV Mercy Caller's in, aka my mate Sam.
Is he also the person who's just voted to kick Jonny Ash?
That would be him. But he's currently binning it in a Group C.
Oh yes, he is. Oh, and he's gone for the full-on Sauber Le Mans livery Michael Schumacher job. It does look nice.
I'm hoping he's on his wheel because he couldn't get his wheel working earlier. But
so how's your new wheel working out?
oh yeah, brilliant! It's a lovely wheel. Yeah, great. More feel in it than anything else. So you can feel the tyres slipping. You can feel, yeah, it's just more immersive. Absolutely more immersive than my last one. And
so tell everyone what you got.
So I got a Thrustmaster TSPC Racer.
Nice.
That was the base. Then I got a open wheel add-on wheel for it, and then I've got some TLCM pedals, load cell Thrustmaster pedals, and I've also got a Playseat Evolution rig. And it's the first time I've ever had a proper rig, so
I think you might have an addition to the rig arriving tomorrow as well.
Oh, lovely.
Depending on how the storm has affected Royal Mail, yes.
Wow. Mercy Colour, I need to set this wheel up. I need to come round, mate, don't you? And I'll get it all set up for you. But you look like you're enjoying yourself anyway. But yeah, so yeah, the new wheel's good. The button box will be a nice addition to be able to map everything. So it wasn't me voting. I bet it was.
that's got Tom Stocks written all over it then, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be Stocksy, isn't it?
I don't understand how Tom is so much faster than me in the.
I went. Yeah, I did exactly the same thing, and I was 4 seconds behind him.
I mean, I guess some of it is going to be manual gears versus auto, especially on a track like this, but not that much.
I took all the downforce off this, and I couldn't get anywhere near him.
Me too.
So yeah, it's great stuff. We've got some for everyone else that wants to join ACC leagues. There will be a few announcements coming in the next 3-4 weeks with new leagues being announced. So yeah, there'll be plenty going on this year. So yeah, it's gonna be a busy year. Let's put it that way.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Definitely.
Definitely. Yeah. It's gonna be a busy year. Definitely gonna be a busy year.
So, what's your general feelings on the state of sim racing all over?
I think it's going to be a really interesting year for one reason more than anything else, and I think that's going to be R Factor. Or, okay, motorsport games.
Right.
We've seen R Factor 2 get a massive UI overhaul. any thoughts on F1 launch this week? No, Tom, we don't talk F1.
Well, I do, but
You do, but not with me.
carry on talking about motorsport games. Then.
Motorsport games, obviously, they did a massive, as I was saying, the rFactor 2 UI update, which is 10 times better. They've launched their competitions back. So they've got competition servers going on. They've brought that back since the beginning of February. They've obviously got a deal with IndyCar. They've got a deal that came out this week with Formula One.
Yeah.
And obviously they've still got NASCAR, although they didn't do very well with their first NASCAR release. They're going to have more goes at that over the years. British touring cars are coming out. So it will be really interesting to see. I think the more... I don't know, we had this conversation in the week, didn't we, with Darren from Simrace 24/7. I think more elite will go and head towards rFactor 2.
How does rFactor overcome that, or do they not want to overcome that? Is that the place that they want to be at? Because
I think they want to chat up. If this is just me, I don't know. They're dead what they want to do, but I think they want to challenge iRacing. And they've got everything that iRacing have got as well. DJ, no, BTCC is on rFactor 2, but Motorsport Games who own rFactor 2 are releasing a separate BTCC game later on this year that Adam's chomping at the bit to get his hands on.
Yeah, 100%. And you can rest assured that it'll be tested on day one, and if it is even half decent, then we will be one of the first communities running leagues on it, because a proper BTCC game is exactly what sim racing needs, in my opinion. But that is because I absolutely love BTCC, and I have done for donkey's years. I tell you what I would love to see in it, because one of the things that concerns me about BTCC game is it's a small number of British tracks and a small number of cars. It's like it's and Formula One can get away with that because it's Formula One, but can BTCC get away with that? Probably not. So I've got a sneaky suspicion that there's got to be some other BTCC content thrown in there. So either that's going to be some support series like you get on the TOCA Tour, or do they go down the route of throwing in some older BTCC cars, like some of the Super Tourers, for example. That's what I'd love to see, is the old Super Tourers in there as well. But let's wait and see.
Ginetta Juniors, that's what we need.
Well, yeah, I mean that's possible, but I don't know whether they get away with Ginettas, and it depends how the whole licensing lines up, I suppose. But yeah, Ben says it: old tracks, old cars. Yeah.
But you saw how well TOCA Race Driver did. TOCA Touring Cars 2 did back in the day.
Yeah.
They had all these variables on there, and they're still, for me, some of the greatest games out there for touring car racing. So they've got a big ask, but I think they can do it.
I really do want to see the Super Tourers on there. I want to get a race going on with a bunch of Lagunas and Mondeos and Honda Accords and the Audis and the Volvo S40s. Just all those sorts of things on track at the same time. I mean, there's some excellent mods on AC, but for something purpose built with that,
yeah, it'd be amazing. It would really, really be amazing.
I wonder whether we'll start to see the first teases of AC3 this year as well, or I can see that one getting delayed and delayed, because that seems like a really mega big piece of work. That
again, it's with the AC3 or it's AC2, but it's AC3.
yeah, it is right. Yeah.
It's going to, there's a lot that people want in that game, and it depends what they're going to give us to how much we get and how long it takes. I think people, you have a look at R Factor, and we'll spin it back to R Factor in terms of what it does compared to iRacing as well. So you can still do your driver swaps. There is quite a lot of content. You know, there's the official DLC for it with your endurance stuff, and Ben will tell you he does a lot of stuff over at Simply Racing. Endurance stuff, the cars are great. But for AC3, if they want to be considered kind of a big hitter in the sim racing world, which potentially they can be, they've got to match what everyone else is doing. So you're going to need your driver swaps that you've got in the set of course of competition. You're going to need plenty of content. That's where ACC kind of lets itself down a little bit. Yes, it's GT. It's an official GT game. It's got GT3, GT4. But the content's not quick enough. It's not turned around enough. It's not brought in quick enough. Whereas iRacing, I'll add a few new bits, every month or so. Or with Studio 397 as well, they've got their DLC stuff that they announced for R Factor 2, and they've also got their free modded stuff that you can get through the Steam Workshop. So there's always new content for you to try. So I think they've got to get that balance right of having everything that people want in a game, because people want to run endurance races, people want to run longer races, people want a UI that's usable, but also people are going to want variety as well in the cars they drive. So they need to get that right for it to be successful.
And you know me, I enjoy driving ACC. It's a great platform. It's good fun. It provides great racing. But one of the things that gets to me is just it needs more tracks. It needs more cars. So but I understand the limitations there. So I think that potentially for me is what AC2 can do, is bring the ACC quality, but to more cars and more tracks. But like we've said before, we'll have to wait and see. This year he's going to bring the BTCC game. It's going to bring, like you say, RF2 is going to be interesting, especially now they've done this deal with Formula One as well. I know that's primarily around 30 experience centres around the world, which sound cool. But I just wonder, how much further that tie-up goes, and whether we start to see official F1 content into RF2, and so there's all kinds of stuff that could happen this year. And also, you never know, there might just be something come out of the woodwork that we're not expecting and just goes bang, and it's really huge. What else can happen with AMS2 this year? What else can develop in that sim? There is still the expectation of more content coming for ACC. So, there is loads to happen this year.
Yeah, my concern with ACC is it's all a little slow.
Yeah, because the teases of some of the new cars and new tracks came last year now. One of them, COTA, we all thought was coming really quickly, because all of a sudden setup folders were added and things like that. But it's just not materialised.
Well, the first announcement was back in, I think it was October.
So wasn't it at E3?
Yeah, with here we're going to bring a new Lambo ST fantastic. That's, the ST's, it's a good car. It's not been used much, but the new one looks slick, and there's people are willing to see how it drove, and they couldn't wait for it to come out. We've yet to see it.
Yeah,
we've seen pictures. We've seen Jimbo shared the other day some stuff from Twitter, and the new cars look nice. They put some bog standard photos out for what they would look like. But I think the problem was they've gone next gen on consoles. So I think a lot of their time is gone into that. That gets released next Friday, I think, or maybe Wednesday.
Yeah, and isn't it massively an error on their part to not provide the cross-platform racing?
Well, it just means it's great for Xbox, because if you play ACC, you need to go and buy a new Xbox. You need to go and buy next gen, because if you race in a community like ours, we've got guys that are on Xbox One and Xbox and the next gen, and they no longer can race together. And they're bringing the BMW with this update, which we got, was it just before Christmas we got the BMW? Yeah, I think it was just before Christmas, and we got 1.8. They're not even getting 1.8. They're getting the BMW on the old tyre model. So there's going to be no new tyre model. Just no new update really for them. They're just going to next gen. So if they're putting so much work into the console version of the game, but they haven't got it right. And I was talking to Extreme Beef and today and seeing the guys in chat on our Xbox channels, and they're like, it's great, yeah, we'll go and get new Xboxes, but we can't get all of them.
Yeah. So
it's really difficult from a league point of view of what to run, because you have to try and keep everyone happy, and you can't do that if the game is not cross-compatible with its own older version of itself.
Yeah. And that is absolutely the crazy thing. It's not even about them trying to convince people to go and buy new consoles, because they can't get them even if they wanted to. I don't know. Every now and again, there's just these decisions that get made, and actually, ACC is pretty bad for some of these decisions. I mean, remember when it first launched on Xbox? That was before I bought a PC. I bought ACC when it launched on Xbox, and sent it straight back. It was so horrendous. And
it's funny, we've got a conversation. I've just not even looked at the chat for the last couple of minutes while I was talking. It's obviously a talking point. Look at the chat.
Yeah.
People are talking. Javi Marquez, we want the Fuji track. Absolutely. What a track that would be on ACC. Fuji's amazing. One of my favourites on Project Cars 2. I'll lead into where Pinky says, look at Project Cars 2. What on earth happened with Project Cars 3? Exactly. I'm totally with you. Project Cars 2 was my entry into sim racing, and it was brilliant. And Project Cars 3 was an absolute shocker, stinker, awful. But people are obviously, the communities want more stuff, and people will move away from ACC if they can't get what they want from it.
Absolutely. You at the moment, ACC is the most popular platform out there. From what we see anyway. I know different parts of the world, there's tons of people on iRacing, there's tons of people do A, B or C, but in terms of our world and what we see and the kind of people that we race with, ACC is the most popular. It's where we can fill grids at the click of a button, and they've got to be careful, because are they keeping up? Probably not. And it's not going to take much for somebody to come and produce something that starts to pull those numbers away.
And that's where you've got to look out for our factor.
Yeah. Captain Sparks makes a good point. Nothing wrong with Race Room. And do you know what? There isn't. But the weird thing is, it's
been around too long.
Well, you say that, but it hasn't been around as long as a set of Corsa, and it's easier for us to get numbers in a set of Corsa than it is in Race Room.
Yes, but also a set of Corsa, you knew what you were getting when it came out, and it hasn't really deviated from that. On the PC side of things, they allowed it to be modded, which was fantastic, and that's why that longevity of that game has been so big. Because they can mod it. When Race Room came out, it was quite arcadey. It had an arcadey feel to it. It drew in a lot of casual racers, arcade racers. It was free. Let's give it a go.
Yeah.
But if you played it in that first couple of years that it was out, then it was arcadey. Now, if you go back and play Race Room, it has a bit more of a sim feel to it. It has a better feel to it. It has a better range of cars. The range of cars in that game is amazing, and some of my favourite cars are in that game. But it hasn't got the player base. And this is my concern with AMS2, that it's too slow. You miss your golden opportunity. The AMS2 has a golden opportunity. It's on a bit of a revival. It needs SGP integration for that player base to go up, and it will. But if they're too late doing it, it's the same as ACC. Race Room's a little bit too late to the party. R-Factor's going to go for a revival this year for certain, but if they don't get the timing right, then everyone will just keep going back to ACC.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, like Jimbo says, the UI on ACC is easy to get on with. It works. Right. It's pretty straightforward. There's a diehard GT3 fan base. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. It's accessible. It's regularly on sale on Steam.
And I was just about to say, and now it has Valentino Rossi.
Yeah, and you said that to the right person, didn't you?
And
you said it.
Well, yeah, literally, as I was about to say, he said it.
Yeah,
the sport will be more well known because it has Valentino Rossi now.
Especially if he starts doing well in it as well.
He has every potential to do well in it as well.
He really does. He really does. By the way, Dog Juice, the reason why your link was deleted was because you typed Limelight _ Jonny, but didn't put a space between the full stop and Jonny, so it looked like it was a link, limelight.johnny. So that's why it deleted your link. There you go.
Rant over.
Yeah. But do you know what? I mean, we regularly have these conversations, either just between the two of us or with Darren, like we did the other day. We really chewed the fat over sim racing, and the same sort of themes come up. It's just at the moment it's very ACC heavy, which is not necessarily a bad thing because we know what people want, so it's easy to go put that on. So actually, maybe that's not a bad thing.
No, and we've grown
off the back of that.
Yeah, absolutely. That popularity has made it easy for us to grow as a community, easy for us to put on leagues. And like Jimmy said, it's accessible. But how long before, if the new stuff doesn't come, how long do we give it before it starts losing its longevity?
Yeah. So that is one of the things. Is it can become a bit samey, same tracks, week after week after week.
Yeah.
And that's why I like the fact that we try and mix it up a little bit with like running a GT3 World Series around Alton Park in the dark.
And then it rains.
and then it rains. You know, you got to try those things to keep it as fresh as possible, and you've got to be brave to do that. But just more content. It just needs more content. That's it. It really does just need more content.
And Jimbo's there, you know, and he's saying, I'm fed up of doing Spa. Yeah, we did the 24 hours of Spa. Everyone loves to do a Spa race. Give me 24 hours of Watkins Glen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Give me 24 hours of, give me 6 hours of Road America. Give me, you know, just something new.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. I mean, Busy says, would LMPs be a good addition to ACC? I'm not sure that they would. I think that's the sort of thing that would be great in AC2, for example, to have a real set of probably hypercars as well as LMPs. But you know, I don't think ACC needs to go right. Let's bring in a whole different class of cars. It's just like bring in some. I mean, there's plenty of new GT3, GT4 cars out there racing in the real world right now. Like if you watch
Supra,
exactly. I was just gonna say the Supra. You know, the Mustang. You know, there's loads of them. Get them in there. Get some of the tracks around the world. Maybe it is a GT Asia, nice slide. Maybe it is a GT America, and get tracks in there like Daytona, like Sebring, like Watkins Glen. Let's see if he turns up.
I'm seeing names. You know, they're throwing in Daytona in the chat. Nords in the chat. We can't do it. They can't do it. ACC are not allowed to do it because they're licensed elsewhere.
Yeah.
You know, they're licensed elsewhere. We'll never get Nordschleife on ACC. We'll never get Daytona. We'll never get DPIs, and we'll never get Le Mans, and we'll never get LMP cars because they're not SRO registered. They are just they're with the Le Mans series, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, you're right, Jimbo. 90% of the people playing do pick the same car. That sort of really started happening after the new car was launched. So the more new content there is, the better. And I think that would provide some variety. Because the thing is, like, let's say, for example, you drive GT4s. It's really fun to drive a Ginetta, but you're driving a car that is, 2012? It's old. And, you know, do you want to be jumping into something like that and driving a car that is as old as that?
Give me the Ginetta GT3.
Oh, yeah, that's a beautiful car.
Yeah.
I've got it in AC.
That's what I mean. They're bringing us new cars. They brought us one, an OP Beamer that you could whack negative toe on and just rinse everyone with. You know, it's just okay. I'm bored now.
Yeah. And you know, the first event we put on. Who are you trying to block there? Is that Dog Juice?
I don't know. I didn't even realise there was someone behind me.
Yeah, BOP is balance of performance. Yeah, and I don't know. I think ACC probably know what they need to do. It's just a case of focusing on the right things. But then again, you know, there's probably you know, two strange guys sat out there chatting on Twitch somewhere else.
BJ's flashing me.
He's right up your ring piece as well. But there's probably two other strange guys sat on sat on Twitch somewhere saying, what ACC need to focus on is Xbox console and da-da-da-da-da, because that's what's important to them. So, I don't know, it's tricky, isn't it? And at the end of the day, what are Kunos going to make more money from? A new release of ACC for new platform consoles, or buy a DLC for their PC gamers. Don't know, but that at the end of the day is the question that they've got to answer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's all a business.
Yeah. They've got... DJ's just got a bit of karma.
He has. The
Oh!
legend.
I got karma.
He karma chameleoned you. Absolutely wipe out. Absolutely wipe out. Yeah. Well, I think it feels like we've kind of put the sim racing world to rights once again on the oNiD Arms.
That was all Johnny.
I know, we saw it. It's been reported already. Instant Panel's taken a look at it. But yeah, Mr. Marquez, you're right. That DPI car is beautiful. It looks good. It sounds good. It drives good. Meh.
It does. It's a lovely car.
Yeah. And Jimbo, GT racing on ACC might be enjoyable for you because you're good at it. Where ACC becomes less enjoyable is when you're like me and not very good at it. But no, it is enjoyable. It is enjoyable. It is good. And like I say, it is such a solid platform. Just a little bit more content and I would be a very happy man. And a working right foot as well. So
We can't have everything.
No. I'd take a working right foot instead of more ACC content right now, to be honest with you.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us. I've enjoyed that tonight. It's been good.
Yeah, it's been good to chat about AMS2 and get some cars out on the track and stuff like that, and just have a general chat because it's been a momentous week for oNiD. So it's been a really nice way to round that week out. Just for anyone who doesn't know, what's coming up over the next few days for oNiD?
So we have World Series Round 5 at Bathurst, live on stream with a special guest commentator on Sunday.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give my vocal cords a rest on Sunday night.
Well, fair play to you. You've been busy this week. So, yeah, we've got Dan, Cammy and Chris McCarthy this week coming to help out on that stream.
Nice.
So they're going around
Bathurst. An actual professional.
An actual professional.
Rather than this Muppet. That's the way to do it.
So we've got Bathurst, so that'll be fun. I don't think it's going to be too changeable in the conditions. I think it actually might be warm and dry. I've probably cursed it now.
But there's walls, so, you know.
Yeah, there is walls. I actually managed to get a few laps around there without dying earlier on today, so that was good. Monday night we've got, it's round 5 of IndyCar?
Yes, I can't remember what track.
I think, if I remember rightly, we head to... Let me get SGP up.
So, not if you remember rightly, it's if you look it up quickly.
Bahrain. It's round 4 of the IndyCar
Championship. Bahrain, yeah.
Bahrain. And then we have open practice for the rookies on Monday night as well.
Nice.
Then we have GT4s on Tuesday. Willie Blackhammer's wonderful world of GT4s heads to Alton Park. And I think that will be variable conditions, if I remember rightly. Let's have a look at your settings. There's a slight chance of rain.
That's 2 25-minute races again, so that'll be good fun round Alton.
Yeah, and then we head to our first race room league, or second race room league of the year.
That starts on Wednesday, does it? Well, the evaluation races, is it?
No, it's only a mini league, so no evaluation races necessary. The guys can just jump in. Thursday night, round 1 in the P2 class cars. Road America and Silverstone are the first 2 rounds on Thursday night.
So there's still a chance to sign up for that for anyone who wants to.
Yeah, absolutely. I put a reminder out on the Discord earlier on today. We've got 10 guys ready and raring to go with that one. A few more in there and we'll be right on the button with that one. But Paul will be leading that one. Same night we have round 5 of the Rookie League.
Yes, we do.
We'll be live on-
Hungaroring.
Yeah, Hungaroring live on stream. We'll be back, hopefully for our third foursome in a row. Oh no,
Yeah.
I think we have to go. I think we have to go down to a threesome this week because Alex is not here.
Yeah, Napada Pinky. Not Pinky, Parkin.
Yeah.
sorry, Ian. I was getting confused with you there. Yeah, Napada Parkin this week. No Yorkshireman.
So we'll just have to deal with Jimmy instead.
Jesus.
And then something I am looking forward to. I know Jimbo Mancy's looking forward to. And the pre-qualifying finishes tomorrow. We have round 1 of the 2.4-hour Enduro Series. 40 teams for 2.4 hours going around Imola next Friday. So, yes. Hopefully we'll have a stream for that. I know Dan's potentially moving house. So I might have to tap up my favourite streamer / commentator.
Who's that?
He's brilliant. He's absolutely fantastic. He's got a really bad leg at the minute, though. I don't know.
Sounds like that man's been tapped up already.
So yeah, that's going to be brilliant. So many good drivers in that. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm teaming with Wilbur van Oosenen for the series.
Nice.
So really looking forward to that. And then we round out on the Sunday with the last round of the World Series.
Jesus, it doesn't get any quieter around here, does it?
Oh no, we're nice and busy, but it does mean that not this Sunday, obviously, but next Sunday, the new league will be released.
Dun, 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 dun.
So,
And of course, if you are an oNiD Patreon, you will get it a couple of days beforehand as well.
if you're an oNiD patron, you're going to get it on Monday night. It's
So,
Monday night.
bear in mind just how quickly the league filled last time. It would be advisable to be an oNiD Patreon so that you get early warning of said league. So if you're not an oNiD Patreon already, check out the information on the Discord and Johnny can hook you up.
And then it will be released to the oNiD OGs, which we didn't really mention tonight.
The OGs.
The OGs.
Yeah, the originals.
The originals. So anyone who has raced with us for more than 2 or 3 series, or has been here since the very start and have been kind of they've made oNiD their home, has been given a role in Discord, and they have been declared an oNiD OG. I think there's about 85 people that have been given that honour, and the next GT3 League will be released to them on Friday night. So they'll get also a little bit of early access before general release on Sunday night.
Fantastic.
Next Sunday, week on Sunday.
Well, it's packed full. We're going to get in trouble with Thunder. You know that, don't you?
Oh, because we've gone on far too long.
We've done 2 hours.
Oh dear.
But maybe if we just tell him to press stop after an hour and a half, then he'll accept that. But no, it was good fun because we've had some on track stuff going on as well, so it was well worth it. But guys, like Johnny said, thank you so much for joining us as well. It's amazing how many of you have been in chat. Some of you have been here for the whole 2 hours as well. So quite why you want to spend your Friday nights listening to Johnny and I witter on, I do not know, but I'm glad that you did. Yeah, so thank you for that. And Johnny, thank you for being here.
No worries. No, thanks for having me, and we'll see you next time.
We will indeed. So that's the oNiD Arms. Tell Thunder to kiss your Janus.
Huge anus.
I'm not going to live that one down, am I? No. Somebody's just taken out. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Just before we go, we have to very quickly see that somebody has taken out a Merc old school DTM car for the first time, which looks stunning. Somebody has taken out, JB's taken out the Brabham fan car on the track. and somebody else was about to take out the Rothmans Porsche Group C car. It's like all of the amazing cars have suddenly hit the track.
It's the way.
Absolutely. But anyway, we have very much over-egged our time, so we're going to call it a night. And guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you tune in on Sunday night for World Series and for everything else that's happening next week. Jonny, thank you. Go retrieve your beer from upstairs and enjoy.
Yes. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.